Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. I was just about ready to hop in bed. I was getting ready to go to sleep, start getting ready for tomorrow, this crazy work week I have going on. But Wolf and CLOUD9 decided to drop a wolf bomb on us, a late night bomb. I'm probably not gonna be uploading this till tomorrow, so it won't be late night for you guys. But we do have some really significant new CLOUD9 roster information and something that I think is very unexpected that we definitely need to talk about. So that's what we're gonna do in this video today. Definitely check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. I've talked about it a lot on this channel. Obviously, if you guys haven't checked it out by now, you're missing out, and I definitely recommend you to do so. We've been having a lot of awesome fun times over there. Drop us a follow, maybe a prime, maybe a sub. That would be absolutely awesome. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So I'm just reading this off my laptop right now, but the big news is that CLOUD9, it came out today that they were selling off Vulcan. Vulcan got sold to EG. That was official. They, posted this thank you Vulcan video. EG announced Vulcan as a player for 2022. So that deal is done. And that meant that CLOUD9 was looking for a support. And obviously, a lot of the reports, rumors, speculation, all that stuff is that Isles, CLOUD9's academy support, was most likely going to be the new support for the CLOUD9 main team in 2022, but that might be changing now, as this wolf bomb is that sources, CLOUD9 is set to sign South Korean support Winsome to their roster, and also they are going to be signing the top laner Summit. Signing Summit, it seems like has become official at this point, but they're signing a support Winsome, which is really interesting, and a name that I had not heard people throwing around for CLOUD9 at all. So we will jump into this a little bit. CLOUD9 is signing former Shadow Metallica support Winsome, who will compete for the starting roster position this offseason. Sources familiar with those plans told .esports. So I do believe that Shadow Metallica is a Korean academy team, like an LCK Challenger League team. So I don't think he's ever played in the LCK, to my knowledge. So I don't know much about him, to be honest. It seems like this is just kind of, like a young up-and-coming guy that's been playing in the Korean Challenger scene, and he's coming to get a spot in North America. And that is obviously very interesting. And again, a name that I had not heard about at all. But it's not like CLOUD9 is totally sold on him. Either they're not totally sold on him, or they just really think Isles is good too, because Winsome and Isles are going to be competing for this spot. So if this was some, like insanely cracked Korean support that's just like young prodigy or something like that, I would think if they're bringing him all the way over, they're going to give him the starting spot. Are they really going to bring him all the way over and throw him into academy? I don't know. Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see, if he's willing to do that, if that's part of the deal or what's going on. But it does seem like Winsome and Isles are going to be competing for this CLOUD9 starting support position spot. And that's actually pretty interesting. If this works out good for CLOUD9, that'll be cool. At least they have two very solid options. Having two options is better than one. Sometimes it gives them, hopefully a higher chance of actually hitting on one of these guys working out. Also, a Korean player coming over with Summit, if he does work out, that could, maybe potentially make Summit a little bit more comfortable in the team and in the environment and everything as well. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Winsome, so anyone who, knows anything about him, has thoughts, opinions, whatever, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But yeah, it does seem like, CLOUD9 is signing this guy. He is going to be competing for this position, and Isles is also going to be in the mix, so we'll have to see what happens there. Winsome is the second of CLOUD9's free agents signing this offseason as it rebuilds its roster. He'll compete for the starting spot with Isles, whose season in the LCS Academy system earned him promotion looks from other teams this offseason. So that's interesting as well. Other teams around the league were interested in Isles, and we know that CLOUD9 loves selling off their players. So the fact that CLOUD9 didn't sell off Isles, even though other teams were interested in him, that might tell you something. One, he has a real chance to win this job, and we could absolutely see him playing in the LCS this year, but also CLOUD9 really believes in him. If they weren't ready to sell him off, they think either he can really benefit their team in the future, or they think they can, raise his prospects even further and maybe sell him off for more money later on down the road. So I think that's very interesting. But the most interesting part of this whole story is, Winsome is this Korean player, whatever. Apparently, he was actually born in the United States, so apparently he is considered an LCS resident, which I think is very, very interesting. You know, if you're born in the United States, you're a U.S. citizen, so that does actually allow him to even come over to the United States or come over to Los Angeles and be a resident in North America, which means that Cloud9, with this roster of Summit, Blabber, Fudge, X80 Carry, and Winsome or Isles, whichever one they decide to go with, will still have an import slot open. So they do talk about in this video that the team's new 80 carry is still yet to be determined. Sven is in the mix, and they are, you know, considering Sven. There had been some reports from Travis Gafford that Cloud9 and Sven had reached a long-term agreement or contract extension or whatever, but it doesn't seem like that's actually the case, at least not from what Jacob Wolf is saying, and it does seem like, you know, Cloud9 is still considering some 80 carry options, considering Sven, considering some other different import options, and all those other import options still work out even with Winsome, you know, getting a Korean support, him being their guy. So I think that is very, very interesting. And bringing over Winsome and bringing over Summit, does that get them in the market for some other Korean 80 carries? You know, does this get them back in the mix for Teddy? Does this get them in the mix for some other Korean 80 carries, you know, maybe that we haven't heard as much about? Are they looking at other European players? You know, I don't know for sure. And obviously they could still end up with Sven at the end of the day as well. And Sven, he hasn't been amazing. I haven't been super, super impressed with Sven's play over the last few years. And I think if Cloud9 really wants to take it to that next level, I think they should look at replacing Sven. It doesn't mean they have to replace him, but I think, you know, it at least has to be an option. So I think it'll be interesting and cool to kind of see what does happen with the Cloud9 roster from here. One other bit of information, it does seem like Fudge and Cloud9 have agreed on a contract extension through 2025. I think they signed one of these new, like, you know, 4-year extensions or whatever, or 3-year extensions, whatever. Riot just made it so you can extend people for like even longer than ever before. So Fudge now has like the first ever, you know, super contract extension in LCS history, locked up until at the end of the 2025 season, which is really crazy and kind of cool, kind of interesting, you know, good for him locking that down. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how this role swap goes and see if Cloud9's regretting that contract, or if maybe Fudge pops off and he'll be regretting signing that contract too soon. You know, maybe he'll be more valuable down the road. But yeah, it's just really crazy to me to think that with how fast esports moves and everything like that, that a player is signed until 2025. But we did get a lot of new answers for Cloud9 today. It looks like, you know, they've locked in Summit in the top lane. We don't know who their support's going to be yet, but we know it's down to 2 guys. We don't know who their 80 carry is going to be yet, but at least we are learning some more about one of the, you know, the biggest franchises, most popular teams, and one of the teams with the most question marks in the offseason right now. And I think that's pretty cool. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this Winsome signing? Do you like it? Hate it? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.